Hello, my name is Lisa Shea, and this is the Working From Home video series. This section is on legal issues. Don't get too paranoid about legal issues and worry about them too much, but I'm just going to go over some of the basic things to keep in mind, and for much more detail, you can find that at the lisashea.com website. So the key is that there might be home office laws in effect in your town and city, and it's important that you know about them. It's not the town's responsibility to tell you, it's your responsibility to know what your laws are. So go talk with someone at your local town hall, tell them that you're going to start doing a business. They may have rules about the signs you can use or parking or what noise levels you can have, and for most home businesses none of this really matters. But you can go and talk with them, and that way you know that you have taken a look at the laws and are sure of what they are. The main concern most people have in the legal area is dental insurance. For dental insurance, most people pay as they go because really it's not that much money that you're spending on it in the grand scheme of things. But most people want health insurance because health costs can get extremely high. Your local Chamber of Commerce will probably offer you cheap health insurance. There are trade unions for writers and for crafters and for most other groups of people, and trade unions often offer health insurance. So talk to other people in your topic area and see how they do it. There are also many support organizations like AAA or AARP, and they will all have different kinds of health insurance options. So check around and you'll find that there could be many different opportunities that you can choose between to find something that works best for you. The type of tax reporting you're probably going to do is as a SIR, or DBA, doing business as. This isn't anything confusing at all. All this means is that you run your own business, and this is how most babysitters and lawn workers and other people that work from home file their taxes. It's a simple Schedule C on your normal tax form, and everything is still your own money. You don't have money going to a corporation or anything else bizarre. It's your money, it comes into your accounts, and you spend it, and it's all under your. Setting this up is usually very quick at your town hall. It's usually free, and you just sign a piece of paper saying that I'm going to be doing business, and this is the type of business I'm in, and that's pretty much it. This is an image of a Schedule C. Again, it's just part of your normal tax form, the normal one that you fill out and send in. And all it does is help the government keep track of what you're spending money on as this goes. You don't have to pay taxes on that part. So anything that you have for taxes or licenses, office expenses, office supplies, car expenses, meals, and all of that gets deducted because that's money that you had to spend in order to run your business. So let's say you have a lawn business and you had to buy a lawnmower. And you bought your lawnmower for $400, and then you went out and you made $1,000 income because you were mowing everybody's lawns. Well, the government doesn't make you buy that lawnmower out of your own pocket money. They deduct that because that was an expense you required in order to make. If you didn't have your lawnmower, you wouldn't have been able to mow people's lawns and earn an income. So you don't have to pay taxes on the full you earned. You subtract out the $400 from the lawnmower, and you only pay taxes on the $600. So this isn't shady or strange at all. This is the way the government wants to do things. They only want to tax you on your profit. So you want to make sure that you deduct things that help you make your profit. For names, logos, and words, it's important to think these things up front because most people don't like changing their name or their title or their logo midstream after they've gotten people established with the first one. So give a fair amount of thought of what color scheme you'd like, what kind of a logo you'd like. It's well worth it to get a professional logo done so that it's nice and professional looking and you can use it for the rest of your life. Remember that you can't copyright a logo. Copyright is for words, and you can't trademark copyright. Trademark is for a logo or a name. So go in and do the research on the rights and find out how to take care of each thing, and make sure you do that research while you're choosing the name so that you don't run into any problems after you've already tried to establish yourself. For your logo, remember that this is the first impression that people get about you. So you want it to be professional, and you also want it to be timeless. You don't want it to be something that people think is old or dated after a year or two. Your aim, of course, is to have this logo last for your entire working career so that you're not changing logos all the time. So try to go with something that's meaningful to you, but not something that's a spur-of-the-moment short-term thing. So here are a couple of different logo ideas. You can see how some of them look formal and some of them look playful and some of them look sharp and crisp. Different colors have different meanings, so do research on what different colors tend to mean to people. Because again, once you get this set, you're probably not going to be changing it. You want to look into trademark and service mark. Trademark is for when you have an item, like a Levi's jeans or a pizza, something that's an actual item. Service mark is for service, if you're doing a service for someone. So if you're selling books or if you're selling other kinds of services. So you want to start by registering statewide, because each state keeps track of these things. And that way you're sure that you can do business at least in your state trademark or service mark. And then you can start thinking about registering across the country. Statewide is usually pretty cheap and it's very easy. You just fill out a form and send it in and they say, okay, you've got the name. So when you register something, it has to be specific and unique. You can't register the word apple for a red round fruit and say that no one else can call this red round fruit an apple because only I can call it an apple. That obviously doesn't make much sense. But you can say that I'm selling a certain brand of computers and these are going to be called Apple computers and no one else can call them Apple computers. So make sure when you think up your name that it's something specific for a specific area, and of course make sure that someone else isn't already using the name you've chosen. The next step is to go with the registered mark, which is across the entire country. This is a federal database. It costs about $400 to do the filing, and only people who have done this filing approval can use the R in a circle. So this is something required for the R in a circle. It can take a year or more to go through this. And once you put in this filing, you can be open to all sorts of lawsuits from other people who decide that you're too close to their name and they don't want you to use their name. For example, I run the site Bella Online, which is a woman's, and when I tried to file for my registered mark, there was a clothing company called Bella.com, or just Bella, and they complained that Bella Online was too close to Bella, even though Bella Online is about writing and Bella is about clothing. They complained that both are about women in some fashion. So they can send lawsuits against you and try to intimidate you. So it's something that you can do. It's usually not something that's necessary, and it could cause you more trouble than it's worth in the end. But it's something to keep in mind. For copyright, you never need to file anything to. If you are the author of written works, then you have the copyright on those written works, or photographs, or whatever else that you created. You don't need to state copyright to have it. Just by creating it, you have it. So you don't have to mail things to yourself. That's a myth. You don't have to write anything on your document. If you do want to state something, just to be clear, then you can put down your author name, the date of publication, the copyright symbol of the C in a circle, and you can add the words all rights reserved. And that helps make sure that everyone knows you have a copyright. But again, you don't have to say that to have a copyright. As long as you wrote it, then you have the copyright on that. You can file for copyright. Now the difference here is if you file for copyright, you get additional rights. You can get up to $20,000 in damages if someone steals your work. Normally if you write something and someone steals your work, you can get what they made from. So if you wrote a book and someone stole your book and sold it, you could get all of their income from selling the book. But if someone stole your book and put it on the web and just distributed it for free, you couldn't get any money out of them because they didn't make any money. If you file for copyright, you could actually get damages from them for having stolen it, even though they didn't make money. It's only $30 to submit a copyright requirement. You can send in a CD with all your documents, so it's super easy to do. And once you get that done, then everything that you filed is now covered with the legal copyright. So it's well worth doing it every year or maybe every 2 years, depending on how much you write and how frequently you write it. So the steps for filing a copyright are to put all of the content that you've got onto a CD, print out a couple of sample pages so that people know what's on the CD, fill out a Form TX, which is on their website, and mail it all in with a check. And you just do that and you're all set. They'll give you back a confirmation. And if you write new content every year or two, you probably want to do a new filing every year or two, because the copyright, of course, only covers what you sent into them. So it's well worth doing just to have a little extra safety protection for yourself. So these are the basic legal issues to keep in mind. Again, I have step instructions for each of these areas on lisashea.com, so you can get more details on there if you want to. And be sure to visit lisashea.com for all the details on working from home. You can email me if you have any questions, and I hope you're enjoying the video series. Thank you very much.